Alright, now then, my current do's and notifications has to do with working on a Polaris. We got a side-by-side out there, and the story with this side-by-side, first I know, been told, this little mini side-by-side, the frame is broke. And I guess it's broken several places. I haven't even looked at it yet. But the way I understand it, the frame's broke and it's been welded before. When the guy got the thing used, he realized it was broken. It had been welded, and then them guys, they welded it, and it broke again. So it sounds like it's been goofed with quite a bit. But my buddy brought it to me, and it's been sitting here for a few days. And I've actually been doing some work for an oil field company local here, rigging up a vac truck. And I got a break on what they're doing, so we're going to take a look at this here machine. We got a Polaris. So this here Polaris is a Ranger RZR 170. This thing here looks a little flat on the bottom. So I don't know. It looks like they might have used a tire plug or 12 on it at some point. That's cool. I'm down with that. Yeah. But the thing is, like, some kid could have a blast on this. So, the only thing is, like, it can't be dangerous. And if the frame's broke, that'd be dangerous. So, let's take a look-see here and see what kind of fixification we can McDousinate. Hopefully we can get this in there and figure out what's wrong, get it taken care of. Okie dokie. We have found the problem. That is supposed to meet up with that. And that is supposed to meet up with that. And there's been some welding done on it. There's been some bubble gumming and some heating and beating. That's cool. So what needs to go down here is we need to get this back into shape, weld it up, and probably add some gussets so that the problem doesn't keep happening. Yeah, let's do that. So with this thing on the table, obviously that's going to be a benefit to us in some ways where I could fasten this side to the table and pull on this side, and we'll see what all kind of jacking and reefing and pulling we got to do to get these parts back where they belong. Don't quite know what to think of this. It really took a lot more force than I thought it was gonna to get these parts to where they used to be. I got that pulled there and tacked it. I got that pulled where it belongs and tacked it. I had to hit this right here ridiculously hard to get that bearing to release from right there and slide out to here. But that had to happen for this to come out where it needed to be, and I still think this is bent. So I just don't know. I mean, my buddy, when I talked to him about this thing, he said he was thinking about selling it, and he said, well, even if I'm going to sell it, I'd like to get it fixed right. I don't know what you would call fixing this right. I mean, to me, it needs a swing arm put on it. It's been welded and welded again, and I'm looking at the thing, and I'm seeing how it's been welded on a lot. I don't know if it came with this plate on it, but this isn't factory right here, the welds. I guess I'm gonna weld it up, but I mean, just pulling on it, I don't think that right there was broke till I pulled this thing around, you know, to get it back where I could weld those tubes, line those tubes back up to weld them. And if I raise it up, I see another place right there that has been completely broken, welded back together. That's been completely broken, welded back together. This thing's been dicked with a lot. And it's been welded on so much and so much built up on it. You know, if I was to cut all that out and put it back new, it's more than the swing arm's worth. I called the swing arm. You can replace that. You can buy that whole swing arm for $400. Now, I know it takes some labor to put a new swing arm on it, but if this machine is worth fixing, that's the right way to fix it. I'm going to go ahead and weld it up. I mean, I'm sure we could get it where you could ride it and see if there's going to be any more problems. You know, maybe if you take it easy on it, there won't be. But I don't quite know what to think of it because I don't like stuff that's not fixed right. But I don't believe that, you know, on this kind of a machine, if something fails there, it's not going to cause an accident. I mean, it's broke all these times. It might break again, but it's not going to, that being in the back like that, it ain't going to wreck you. I don't know if you could see, but I used round bar on all these bad brakes and added gussets in there. And I know all this, it's an awful looking mess. And I don't know if we're calling this fixed. I think I'm going to call it better than it was. Welded up a swing arm on the Polaris RZR. That thing. $400 to replace that swing arm. The time I just spent hacking that back together, you know, most of my time was spent jerking, pulling, and come along and to get the parts even close to where they belong. But the time I put into it, I'd need $250 for what I did. And that saves them, that's $150 cheaper than replacing the part, and it saves them taking all of this apart. So I hope this works, because if it does work, then it's a viable option. You just never know. It's taking a chance. But some things that's a little bit different than what I thought. When they originally told me that that thing had been welded on before, I expected to see a bunch of places where it had been welded on before that it broke. And I didn't really see that. There's places on there where that thing broke the last time or the time before that they welded, and it held. And there was places broke on that were factory, that had never broken before. So people are crashing that thing in a way that it's just not made to survive. And that's the thing about putting a swing arm on it. If you put a new swing arm on it, I don't think you're getting a way better swing arm than that hacked together one out there. It would look a lot better. It would, because I can't really put the time that if I put the time into that one that it would take to make it look like it ain't been dicked with and it ain't been welded on repeatedly, you'd have so much time in it, you'd be way better off just replacing the swing arm. But like I say, there's just nothing I could do cost effectively that is going to make that thing look like it ain't been goofed with. But it's probably just as strong as it needs to be to get crashed and ruined again. Because, you know, like I'm saying, it looked to me like there was places where it broke before and somebody welded it in their garage. And the next time there was an event that caused destruction, it didn't hurt those welds. It broke somewhere else. And from what I can tell from looking at it, that's happened like 3 times. And it breaks in a new place based on how it was crashed, probably. But anyway, that's it for that one. Thanks for watching.